that I chose to focus on were shiitake mushrooms. So the history of the Korean dumpling is the word for the Korean dumpling is mandu, which I found it to be relevant to include in this. The history of mandu dates back to the early 1400s when it is believed that the Yuan Mongolians introduced it to the people of that region of what we now know to be North and South Korea. One of the interesting facts that I found was the religious background of mandu is interesting because of the religion that was established in that region at the time. That was Buddhism, and one of the Buddhist beliefs was that you were not supposed to eat meat. However, after the Mongolians brought them to the region, the religious ban on eating meat was eased. So the people were able to eat meat and enjoy these dumplings, and this was one of the many foods that the people there were able to begin to enjoy and experiment with. This is the nutrient composition of the dumplings that I tried. They were frozen from, I think I got these from Kroger. Very good. They tasted very good. More on that later. The relationship to disease. So just to go after the ingredient that I focused on for this one, shiitake mushrooms are very high in vitamin B and are recommended as a good source of vitamin B, and that comes from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. One study that I looked at while researching this was that these people tested on whether or not shiitake mushrooms had any kind of reaction or if they were healthy for people to eat back whenever they were really becoming popular to eat in the United States. And they were found to cause negative reactions in the gastrointestinal tract. So gave people a lot of belly aches. The way to see if the mushroom is high quality, so the mushroom should be chosen based off of the weight and the size. And when you have two that are the same size, the lighter should be chosen. That's a typo. I do apologize about that. The lighter should be chosen because there's less chance of it to become moldy. So the reason for this, when it's more dense, there's more possibility for it to become moldy because more moisture can get trapped inside. When it's lighter, there's a lot more air inside of it. There's not as much moisture. So that's why it could become more moldy. The agricultural information of shiitake mushrooms. So these mushrooms grown in the US are grown on wooden logs in forests. They're a lot of the logs are like not hardwoods. I really fucked this one up. Damn. Shit. Shiitake mushrooms grown in the US are grown on wooden logs in forests. These mushrooms are grown year-round on farms across the country. How the dish is prepared. The ones that I bought were frozen. The authentic way to prepare them would be to create your dumpling dough and your filling, put them together, put the filling in the dough. I enjoyed it very much. Mushrooms did not seem to have a big impact on the flavor of the dumplings. However, these were frozen, so I assumed the ones from a restaurant would taste better than these. This is what they look like. Yeah. The comparison of the cultural perspective is that I am a Southern man from the US eating a food that has a major cultural tie to several of my friends, a lot of Korean friends. It is always strange to me that this food has been able to travel long distances and stay relevant when many other foods have come after it and have been lost to time. And who knows what they were. These family recipes that may have been famous in rural areas, and no one was left to pass along that recipe, and no one else has been able to recreate it. Just small little things like that. I think that's always interesting that this one survived while others we don't even know existed. Here is my sources page.